Hey, everybody. Caught me right in the middle of getting this up. How are you guys doing today? Yay. Thank you guys for that. Watch the premiere. And if you didn't watch the premiere, make sure you go back and check out the premiere. Me and spending the day in Costa Rica on a quick tour of the little city, Punta Arenas, I believe was the name of the town. Let me hit the chat real quick. People, it's cold. It's like 18 degrees here in Detroit. I'm freezing. Well, not really. I'm inside, so I'm not really freezing, but it's outside. It's hot. It's cold. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Scott, Controversial Cruising. Welcome in. Thanks, Scott, for being here. Bill, that drop was a little weird. It probably was a little bit. Scott, come on now. Everybody can't be good as you. Yeah, no, it kind of just ended abruptly. So I do understand. Emily, thank you for coming in, Emily. Scott says monkey raid. Yeah, it has a couple of little monkeys in that video. Got me answering to somebody. LOL, probably to Scott. Nikki, welcome in, Nikki. Keisha, thank you for being in here. Hey, Marjorie. Marjorie, what's going to happen now? The rock and roll group cruise got canceled. What's going on? Emily says, I'm hanging here. Got to do two things. My iPhone is on. Well, thank you, Emily. Kimberly, welcome in to the Stay Strong crew. Thank you, Kimberly. TJ, are you finally home? You tell me you didn't tear up my ship. Or are you still on the cruise? No, today is probably the day you got back from the cruise, because then they got another cruise going out today, I believe, before I get on the ship. Nikki says, yes, it is. I need to be on a beach somewhere. Exactly. Everybody saying hello. I got back today. TJ, that's what I thought. I think they have a cruise going out today. And that ship, that's the one that's going to be bringing it on for me. But hopefully you left the ship in shape. It looked like you had a great time. I looked at your pictures. People, if you haven't checked out TJ's destination, go check out his video. He just got off the Carnival Firenze, which is one of the nicer ships, my opinion. Some people don't like it. It's different. It's like a Vista class ship, and some people like it. Some people don't like it. They changed it up a little bit. The Lido deck is a little weird, a little congested, the way they have it blocked up. Some of the places blocked off, but I happen to like it. Yikes. It stuck me in my house. When you say my house, does that mean my channel? So yeah, everything's been going good, and I started looking at some news stories about some. I'm telling you how I came up with this idea for this chat, and one of the things that really bothers me on a cruise ship is how unclean a lot of people are. And my goodness, people, please. I mean, we're going to get into it, but please, wash your hands. Don't do disgusting stuff in a public area. Pete, welcome in. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Let me do this real quick. Just wanted to go live on Instagram. There we go. Get this all set up. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I forget what ship it was, but they just gave an announcement like today that a cruise line had to cancel some events because people were getting sick with a stomach virus, and that basically comes from people not washing their hands. And the number of people that go into men's restroom, don't know about the ladies, that come out without washing their hands. Granted, I don't know what they did in there. Don't know. Did they use the restroom or not? Some people come out the stalls. Did they use the restroom or not? Maybe they're doing something else in there. I don't know. But the people that walk by the sink washing their hands is amazing to me. So we're going to talk about that. That's coming up. That's down on the list. I have a little list here off to my right. But it's astounding to me that grown people are that disgusting. Anywho, let's start off with a few tips. The very first thing, which I'm torn with this one. I've been on a lot of cruises. A lot of you guys have been on a lot of cruises. You've been through the muster drill. But a lot of people, they don't pay attention. It's like being on an airplane. Who really listens to the instructions in case of emergency on an airplane? Not every time you look around, not many people are paying attention. They're watching the TV. They got the headphones on. They're talking. I mean, nobody's really paying attention. And one of my pet peeves is emergencies. In case of emergency, what do you do in case of emergency? Have a plan, just in case. You may not use it, but have a plan just in case. And the number of people that don't take the muster drill seriously bothers me at times. I always go. That's the first thing I do when I get on a cruise ship. I get on the cruise ship. I go to the muster station. And this is where I think the ships are getting a little lax, is a lot of times they don't even go through the muster drill with you. Now, basically the muster drill consists of showing you how to put on your life jacket. Before they used to tell you, this is your muster station. This is where you come. Make sure you know and show you how to put on the life jacket and be prepared. And now it's just like they scan your card and people just go there, scan their card and leave. If you were to ask the same people the next day where their muster station was, they would probably have to look it up. And for me, it's like, I want people to be aware. More than likely, nothing's going to happen. But what if? What to do? You're a family and your kids are in the daycare. What do you do? When the abandoned ship goes out, that's the wrong time to try to learn, what am I supposed to do? Where are my kids at? That's the wrong time to try to learn that kind of thing. So I hope, like, even like families with smaller kids, that they actually, when they get the wristband, they go over it a little bit more with them, as far as, we're going to bring the kids to the lifeboat. We'll meet you here with the kids if we have them in the daycare or whatever they do. But so many people, they don't follow instructions, and it's so difficult. And I know everybody's on vacation, but they don't want to learn. It's like smart elevators. Smart elevators are simple. You call an elevator, you hit what floor you want to go on to. Smart elevators are elevators that they don't have any buttons on the inside, and outside you hit what floor you want to go to, and elevator comes that's dedicated to go to that floor. But the key is to hit the button the number of people that are in your party. So if there's one person there, you hit it one time, boop, go to elevator C. If there's 4 people, you hit the elevator button 4 times for that floor. 4 times. That knows it's 4 people want to get on that elevator. It's simple. People find it really a problem. And what happens is you'll get an elevator stop on the floor. It's full. Well, you know why it's full? Because one person hit the button and 5 people got on. So following instructions is very difficult. In case of an emergency, it's very difficult, people. Just trust me on this one. When things start to go wrong, people panic. And if you panic, that's when the disasters, happen. The true disasters. So number 1 on the list is muster drill. Pay attention, know what to do. If you have any questions, ask the question. I'd rather you spend an extra 30 seconds, a minute, and learn what you're supposed to do than something goes wrong and you don't know, you have no idea what to do. Some ships, what ship was it? I want to say it was a Celebration. Celebration, the life jackets aren't in the room. You get them at your muster station. And they need to make that clear because every other ship, or mostly every other ship that I know of, they're in your room. So, I mean, just you have to pay attention to what's going on. Let's see. One of the things, and this kind of ties in with the muster drill, go learn your exit routes. When you look at your sign on the back of your door, your little placard, learn which way is forward, which way is to the aft. Learn the basics of what's the fastest way to get to your muster station. Learn the exits. When you go someplace, look and see, just like on an airplane, look and see where the nearest exit is in case something goes wrong. I mean, it's not very difficult. And I guess I've always, well, I shouldn't say always, but for 30, 35 years of my life, I've always been into safety. And this whole thing was nowhere to go. Don't get yourself trapped someplace that you can't get out of. Number 3 on this list. Hey, Kal-El, welcome in. And Cruise Life 22, welcome in, you guys. Appreciate you stopping by. That's on the Instagram side. Yeah, I mean, those, when you learn the exits and things like that, it makes it so much easier when you know what to do in case of emergency. This next one on my list is the washing hands part. This is the one that bothers me more than anything. And I don't know what the answer is. Royal, they do it right. MSC, they kind of sort of do it. So yeah, when you go down there, there's somebody in Royal and MSC, but MSC is not as dedicated to it. MSC tries to almost embarrass you to wash your hands, washy, and more. I think more people wash their hands on that ship than any other ship. On Carnival, it's just a free for all, and maybe 2 out of 10 people will wash their hands. Now I know they're probably saying that, hey, I washed my hands when I was in the cabin. Yeah, but you push buttons, you grabbed handrails, you did a lot of things since then. So just wash your hands before you start going to touch the tongs, in the food, before you start messing with the seats. This is how the viruses get around. We're not talking about the C word. I mean, we're talking about everything. It's flu season. I don't want the flu on a cruise ship. I don't want the norovirus. I don't want any of it. Wash your hands. And that's why I always make sure I wash my hands. I try to get out the habit of touching my face and stuff like that, especially like when I'm in like a buffet area or just on a cruise ship in general, because I do use a handrail, and we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds too. But make sure you wash your hands. People are disgusting, and the number of people that, as I said, the number of men that don't wash their hands coming out of the bathroom would be enough for you not to want to touch anything. When I leave the bathroom door, they have the little paper towels that you can use open handle. I get one every time. Every time. Because it's just disgusting. I'm telling you, people. I mean, disgusting. Okay, enough of that. I think you get the point. And this one, let me go ahead. I see some people came in here. At least one on the go with YOLO. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys being in here. Thank you so much. Emily says, Bill, sounds like you are doing good on the Instagram side. Emily, there's a couple people stop in. They stop in and out. The thing with like Instagram and TikTok, the duration that they're in there isn't as long. And this is a weird setup because like all the chat that you guys can see right here on Instagram, if I don't highlight the chats, they can't see it. So I really need to get in a better habit of highlighting chats because that's the only way they can see it, read it at the bottom of the screen. I don't know why they can't integrate it all into one. It's just like on StreamYard. When me and Scott go live on Cruise Talk live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, why all the chats can't be together. So like like let's say yesterday, Scott would have 20 people in his chat. I would have 12 in my chat. So you got 32 people, but they're looking at different chats instead of like just one, like on Instagram. Whoops, on Instagram, me and Scott on Wednesdays, we see everybody's chat. Why they just can't do that so everybody can see everybody's in the chat. Anyway, Instagram is like that. That if I don't say something, if I'm not saying it, or if I don't put it on the screen, they can't see it. Okay, enough of that. Enough of the Instagram. Wash your hands. This one I never did understand. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that I think it's wrong. I just don't know. Whenever I go on a cruise, I truly bring nothing of value. I nothing of value. My suitcase, if they want to go through my suitcase, have at it. If they're going to take something out of my suitcase, if they want underwear, if they want t-shirts, have it, because I'm not bringing anything else. The only thing I really bring of value would be whatever's on my person, my camera equipment and things like that. I keep in a backpack. If I bring a watch with me, I'll have my watch on. I know a lot of people bring like different watches. I don't know. I'm on a tropical vacation. If I was going to the Met in New York or wherever, that would be different. You have to dress a certain way and have the cufflinks and all the jewelry. That would be something different. But on vacation, I'm going to be in shorts and flip-flops most of the time. I don't bring anything of value. But a lot of people do. And every now and then you hear about, well, my blah, blah, blah got stolen, or my blah, blah, blah got stolen. And the first thing that goes to my mind is, why did you bring it? And, poor cabin steward, I mean, they're going to be the ones getting blamed, whether it's them or not. If you're going to bring your valuables, keep them locked up in the safe. I mean, it's very limited access of who have access to your cabin, and even less access to the safe. So make sure if you bring valuables, your passports, your valuables, anything like that, leave in the room safe. And that way, you don't have to, I'm never cruising with such and such again because, I had this in my cabin and it came up missing. One of the things, going to the next topic, or next thing, is one thing that probably bothers people more than anything is, you start seeing all these, which I don't want to say all of these, but fights on cruise ships. As some people say, fisticuffs. Jay, you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, what causes that? And a lot of it has to do with, immaturity and alcohol. People, you're adults now. You have to take care of yourself. If you know that when you drink, you get violent, when you drink, you lose your better judgment, maybe you shouldn't drink so much. Maybe you shouldn't have, a drink package. I'm just saying. And I think you're starting to see more and more of that now on all the cruise lines. A lot of people say, "Oh, Carnival." I think it's all over. And on these other cruise lines, I'm seeing people that have had too much to drink, and it's just a bad combination. So make sure that if you do have the drink package, that you kind of limit it. I know Royal and MSC and all these others, there's like no limit. Norwegian, I know there's no limit. That doesn't mean you have to try it out. Carnival with the 15, I kind of sort of get it, but I don't like putting a limit on it. If I'm paying as much as Royal, no, well, maybe not as much as Royal. If I'm paying as much as another cruise line, MSC or something like that, why can't I have as many drinks as I want? And they're probably right. I mean, that's a downfall. But I don't drink that much, so there's no way I could even do. There's no way I can do 15 drinks a day for 7 days. I could probably do 15 drinks in a day. The next day I wouldn't drink. So more power to you if you do, but just limit it and just know that when you're staggering around drunk, when you're loud, when you're obnoxious, you're bothering other people. and that usually is probably, again, this is my opinion, probably what leads to a lot of these fights. I don't think when you see the fights, I don't think you see a bunch of sober people out there fighting. You do. Some people are just rude. Some people are just, hey, this is my seat. You can't have it, and it has nothing to do with alcohol. And then now the fight's on. But I think a lot of it, especially when you see a lot of people involved, I think alcohol is involved. My opinion. Let me go down to catch up with the chat real quick. TJ says, I bring my own hand soap for the cabin. I do like when they have the little squeeze thing for the soap, so everybody can have the individual instead of one bar of soap for everybody. Cruising Koozies, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Orange Cone Vlog, welcome in, Ross. I wash my hands when at the buffet. I ask for plastic gloves and I use them while I serve myself and dispose of them. That is a good idea, but before I eat or touch my silverware, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. I don't know if they could do that for everybody because there's just so many people. But going up there, getting your food, that would be a good idea. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody like cough into their hands or something and then grab the tongs? I mean, that's just I just walk away. When I see something like that, I just walk. I get something else. Scratch and Pete. If I didn't say hello, welcome in, Scratch and Pete. And I saw you in the premiere. I appreciate you being in there. And Ross says, plus I use hand sanitizer constantly. You almost have to. Bill, my blah 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 was stolen. I haven't been the same since. Well, it all depends what the blah 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 was, but the biggest thing they would get from me would be maybe my laptop, But even like with that, I'm not really worried about it. I don't try to keep it in. I don't keep it in the in my locker. I'll tell you, one place concerns me, or one cruise line, Margaritaville. Margaritaville literally puts your cabin number on your room key. So if I drop my room key out of my pocket or something like that, people could go to my room and get in my room. And I've brought it up to them, and the last I heard is they still put the cabin on the room key, which I can't see how that. Luckily, you don't use that room key to put in a slot machine. My biggest place of losing my room card is in a slot machine. I use that to put it in and get your points. That's where I normally lose it at. But no, Margaritaville, that it's crazy to have your room key with your cabin number on it. That how they thought that was a good idea, how they think that's a good idea is beyond me. Yeah, Margaritaville, I'm calling you out, Margaritaville. Fix that. There's just no reason for it. I mean, hotels don't even do that. I mean, no place, nobody in their right mind would do something like that. Regina, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here, Regina. Cruising Koozies. But there has always been alcohol on ships. We feel people just don't care anymore. I think they're getting more brazen. I think they're getting more brazen. But I do believe a long time ago, I don't think you had the drink packages. This is going back in the day. You had to pay individually for the drinks. And I think that slowed it down. I think now it's becoming more of a contest now. I have unlimited drink package. Let me see how many I can get. Okay, give me shot after shot after shot. On Carnival, at least you kind of sort of think about it, because if you get 3 shots, well, that's 3 of your drinks for the day. But you are seeing a lot more aggression on a cruise ship, and I don't think alcohol helps it out any. And I'm sure the fights have always been going on. It's just that everyone is filming it now. Well, no, I agree with that. I totally agree. I don't think there's like a ton more fights. I just think we see it more. And we're going back in the early days when I started cruising. You always saw like a couple little arguments or something like that about something. Whether hey, you cut me off, or you took cuts, or I was next, or hey, here's a wheelchair, let the wheelchair on for whatever the argument was about. You've always kind of seen that. But at Cruising Koozies, as you said, now the one thing that social media is now that every time somebody fights, every time somebody argues, nobody says, hey, don't do that. Everybody, well, I shouldn't say it. Don't say everybody. Don't say always, don't say never. They grab their phones and now they want to record it because, well, if I record it, I might go viral. So, I mean, that's what goes on now. So we see it more. I don't think there's necessarily more fights on a cruise ship. Edna, appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Welcome in. Elisa, thank you for stopping in, Lisa. I use hand sanitizer. I do. I keep it in my backpack. I keep a little bottle with me, but I still wash my hands. That's my biggest thing. I do wash my hands. Everybody's saying hello. Hey, Pete. I'm trying not to fall behind in the chat like I normally do. Anthony on the move. Welcome in, Anthony. TJ, a lot of rude people on my last trip. Whoa. That's ship I'm about to go on. TJ, don't tell me that. People need to wait their turn to get in the elevators. They see people waiting before them in line. Oh, yeah. It's like that way on MSC. And I think like when you go to a lot of Asian countries that forming one line to get on, I don't think that's a thing. I think everybody just kind of hops in front of you. Could be mistaken, but that's what I kind of noticed on that ship. But yeah, they see people waiting for the elevator for them. They want to get in front of them. But that's when the elevator gets it. They jump. Yeah, they jump in front. Ross says my blee blah blue blah is very similar to a cuckoo cacho, but luckily I still have my doohickey and widgets. I'm glad you still have them. Royal, put your cabin number on your card. They just omit the deck. That's better than well. Oh, okay. So the cabin number with no deck. I mean, with 15, 16 decks, yeah, but that's still a problem. And I'll have to take a look at one of my Royal cards because I didn't see that, because I would have said something about that too, because now all you really have to do is just go try different cabins. And I mean, what, 15 cabins? You go down there. I mean, and you don't stick the key in the door anymore. You just swipe it on the lock. If it turns green, I mean that's the cabin. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember seeing it because I would have thought something about that too. There's just no reason. There's no reason to have it on your card. There's no reason to have your cabin number on your card. If you can't remember what cabin you're in, you have way other issues, bigger issues than the cabin, forgetting your cabin number. Everybody saying hello. Cruising Koozies. Heading to Lindsay's work Christmas party. You can't have a bad time at a Christmas party. That's what I mean. I'm retired. I do kind of miss going to work and the Christmas parties. I miss it. Not enough to go back to work, but I miss it. Emily says, wash your hands. You're among strangers. Just saying. You just don't know. You don't just know. Sorry for all those rude ones, TJ. I've learned my last cruise. I will admit to this, and it's not one of my proudest moments. But I'm walking down a hallway, and I mean, I really try as hard as I can. I get all the way over to one side, usually the right side. I'm from the United States, right side. You stay on the right side, you pass right side. But this last time, there was a group of 3 people, and they were walking down I think it was the buffet area, walking down a hallway or the aisleway. And I'm on all the way to the right. I can't get over any further. I can't get any. I mean, I could have turned sideways, I guess, but I couldn't walk any further. So I see them walking towards me. I don't back down. I just prepare for a collision. And I just stiffened up my shoulder. And it was a lady. And she hit my shoulder and went, whoa. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Pay attention. People on their phones and the lack of courtesy as far as walking down the hallway, not my problem anymore. You know, in this case, normally if I see 2 or 3 people walking down there and there's enough space to get to the side, I'll move to the side. I'll be nice. I don't think it's right, but I'll move over. I had no place to go this time. And normally in this case, what I would normally do is I would just stop walking. I didn't stop walking this time. I just continued to walk. And well, I think she'll think twice about walking down there. Now she probably calls me one of those rude people that TJ's talking about. But no, it was on them, my belief. You let me know in the chat what you think. You think I was in the wrong? I'm over as far as I couldn't go over any further. There wasn't like a place to duck in, and I'm very courteous to people. There was no place for me to go. Only thing I could have done was stop and maybe turn to the side to let them have the whole aisleway again. And this time I wasn't doing that. I'm not having it. Okay, Regina, what was Regina say? With so many cruise vlogs out there, it's hard to believe people don't know cruise etiquette. Some people are jerks. I think it's a lot of it has to do with how people were raised. And that's going to probably be the next time I go do a banner with Bill, we're going to go over some cruise etiquette. I think it's how they were raised. I was always raised. Oops. Give me 1 second. There we go. My battery wasn't charged, so I had to plug in real quick. I think it's how people were raised. You know, I was always told to, you know, hold the door open for women and children, elderly people, and you know, my saddest day was when I got on like a bus, and this young man like, "Sir, would you like to sit down?" So he looked at me as the elderly. And I'm like, "No, I don't want to sit down," even though I really did want to sit down. No, I'm not sitting down. Anywho, one of the saddest days of my life. I was literally old then. Anywho, I don't think a lot of people were raised that way. I don't think people think about it, but I was always like, hey, what if that was your mother? What if that was, you know, whoever, you know? I don't mind letting somebody in the door, even if they're going to beat me in line. Like, let's say you're going to a fast food restaurant or something. I'll wait my turn. I'll you know, go ahead. But then you get nice people that's like, oh, you let me in the door? No, you go ahead of me. I mean, when you work together, it's usually no problem. But some of the people, I mean, they just think, I don't want to say entitled, but you know, I think they're entitled, and they don't care about anybody else. They don't care about anybody else. Emily says, I don't blame you, Bill. Thank you, Emily. Scrolls Nest, welcome in. Elisa says, I think that is so true. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I'm going back to the alcohol. When you have alcohol, you just care less, but you have rude people, but you've always had rude people. One thing that I'm always aware of, and again, it goes back to, you know, 35 years of work. I'm always aware of my surroundings. And if you ever, I'm better now. I mean, I'm better now. My trauma has passed me, but I don't sit like with my back to people much if I can help it. Or if I do, I watch like who's around me. I always pay attention to who's around me. You know, not that I can spot a bad person, but I watch my surroundings. You know, if something happens here, what do I do? How can I get out of it? And that's always in the forethought of my mind. And people be aware. If you leave something sitting down in a chair, and I'm going to go back, I'm not going to name the person, the vlog it was, but this wasn't even on a cruise ship. They were on a cruise, but they stopped in Miami and went to get something to eat and set something down in a chair. And they're in Miami. They're not like on the cruise ship or anything like that, or in one of the ports. They're in Miami. And they set something down, but lo and behold, somebody had stole the purse. And you have to be aware, if you have valuables, credit cards, things like that, take it with you. If you're going to the restroom, there was a long story behind that whole incident, but take your valuables with you. I know you don't want to take a lot of times. You don't want to take your drink into the restroom. You don't want to take your purse into the restroom. You don't want to. Trust me, just take it in there with you. Hang it up if you have to. Don't just leave it sitting out there. Oh, let me see. I saw a couple people come in. Point Blank Travel. Rod, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Cruise Life TV. Thank you for being in here, my friend. Hey, Bill, I always hold the door for people. It's a little bothersome when they don't say thank you. You know what? Yes, it is bothersome when they don't say thank you, but I don't think about it much. It's like, that's what I'm supposed to do. If I teach my son a lesson. Like, if I'm holding the door and it's like he expects me to hold it and he's not saying thank you, I act like I'm shutting the door on his face. Not so much now because he can beat me up, to be honest with you. But don't tell him that. I need him to have a little bit of fear. He should have a little bit of fear because, as you get older, life sentences are a lot shorter. So I'm just saying, my son, if you're watching, I don't know even where that came from. Anyway, yes, it is. I'm also the same way, watching surroundings and back to the wall. I do it. I do it all the time. The Juma Brown, welcome in. And Juma Brown, thank you for being a member. I appreciate you being a member. And if you're in here and you're a member and I didn't acknowledge you, I apologize. I told you I always got to get better at doing stuff like that. But then I get behind in the chat and then I just want to go through the chat and then I don't acknowledge my members, who are so important to me. Everybody's important to me, but they're especially important to me. Me too. I need to see what's going on around me. Yes. Well, Nikki from Detroit. See, when you're from an urban area, this is kind of stuff that's kind of like embedded in you to be alert. What's going on? You see a group of people and then you're walking, then they start to split up, but they're like still walking in your direction, but they split up, putting you in the middle. See, that's, if you're from like an urban area, that's like, you're setting off my spider senses. Does that make any sense? So, a lot of people just, I'm just do and just walking along. And it's like, nah, something's not right here. And it may be overthinking it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Emily says, in martial arts, they teach you to always be aware of your surroundings. You have to. I actually thought for a long time, I thought I damaged my son as far as my kind of paranoia and some of the things that he said to me. He was like a kid and he was telling me about like zones. I'm not going to say what kind of zones, but they would, and it was like, am I teaching them that? Come to find out, a lot of it came from Call of Duty, the video games. But it was so true. It was like, here you are in a place with no way out. First thing I do is when I go to a club or something like that, where are the exits? If something happens at that front door, is there another way out this way? So I'm always watching that. And normally, when I drink, I don't drink too much unless I'm amongst friends, Edna. Unless I'm amongst friends, I don't drink too much. I drink, but I try not to. And on a cruise ship, I do let my guard down more than I would like if I was in a city somewhere. My Scrow's Nest, welcome in. If I didn't say it, Emily, other people may or may not be paying attention. A lot of people don't. Emily says, I agree, Bill. Be aware. Be on the alert. Not to the point of paranoia, but just that what's going on. Like, who's together in a group. What are they doing? Are they having fun or are they looking at other people? It's like, why are they just looking at other people instead of having fun? When you see a group and they're all partying and having a good time, well, that's just the group having a good time. Inner city, when you see a group and they're all paying attention to what everybody else is doing, let the spider senses come in. The Peter Tingle, whatever it is. I watch too much Spider-Man too. Scrolls Nest, when I had to hold the door, when I hold the door and they don't thank me, I always say, you're welcome. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I try not to be that guy, but sometimes I might. Your favorite couple, welcome in, and thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. City Smarts, kind of, sort of. And I got to realize everybody is not from the city, and things that I think about that maybe the average person may not think about that. So I can understand that. Where are we at? This one, safety. And I know you guys are young, so you guys don't think much about it. But as much as you don't want to touch where other people are touching, use the handrails. And as I got older, I make sure, especially on a ship, because all you need is the ship to rock. And I guarantee you that most of the injuries that you see from the falls and the broken hips and stuff like that are from when people are going up and down steps or uneven surfaces and not holding on to anything. Hold on. When you're on an airplane, you don't know when turbulence is coming up. So that's why they advise you when you're sitting down, you buckle up. And I fly a lot. I mean, I don't fly as much as I still fly a lot. But I fly a lot. And when that turbulence hits and you're not ready for it, oh my, people go flying this way and that way. Don't be afraid to use a handrail. But when you get to where you're going, as you're walking down, especially we're going to talk about cruise ships here, use some hand sanitizer. When you get a chance, wash your hands. If you're on, like going to the buffet, get ready to wash your hands. Use some hand sanitizer. Going to the show, don't be afraid to use that. Q, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in, Q Creations. Thank you so much. After this show, 6 o'clock. No, what time is it? 7 o'clock. We are going to go over to, and I don't have a pen. Scott, if you're in here, I don't know, you might be getting ready for your show. I think they are doing match game, and they switched days on me. Match game at 7 o'clock tonight. So I will put up the link because I don't have it. I don't think I have this redirected to that match game. But make sure you go check him out, or them out, should I say? Matter of fact, last cruise I was on with my son, the Panama cruise. Matter of fact, right before this show, I had a premiere. So if you didn't watch the premiere, make sure you go back and watch the premiere of that and see my adventures in Costa Rica on the way to the Panama Canal. But my son, we got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and we raced to the casino. Don't ask me why. We just were having fun. And I'm running up the steps and I miss a step. I don't miss a step. I don't get my foot high enough because back in my younger days, my leg used to go way up. Well, this time my leg didn't go way up. I tripped on a step going to the landing and bloop, fell over. Could have been a disaster. It wasn't. I was fine. But there I go rushing and not paying attention and didn't use a handrail. So use the handrail. Just make sure you wash your hands afterwards. Hold on. You're right, Elisa. Always, especially creeping men checking out my cute daughter. What? Hold on. Did I miss something here? Hold on. There we go. I bet not when your kids are around, Keisha. The mom senses are probably on high alert. See bomb senses. That's like Spidey senses. Okay, I'm gonna run through a couple of these real quick because I want to get into. We haven't got off the ship yet. We're still on the ship, but like when they have signs, I had this one lady. She always wanted to go wherever they had like do not enter signs or restricted areas. She always wanted to go in there. Don't go in there. There's nothing back there for you. Yes, Marjorie, I will be your bodyguard. What was the movie Bodyguard? The greatest movie ever. Well, the greatest soundtrack ever put out. But don't go to restricted areas. They're restricted for a reason, and nothing good can come from it. So just avoid those areas. When you get to port stops, when you get ready to go off, a lot of times I don't book excursions with the cruise ship. I book it through another agency, whatever group that might be. I book it through somebody else to save some money, but you don't really know who you're dealing with. I mean, unless you kind of try to vet the different agencies, you're not really sure. So be prepared to, like, if you're getting into a cab, these port areas, the cabs have like licenses. Look at a couple of cabs, see if they all have the same license to take you around, and just be aware. You know, is it somebody's personal car and there's like no signs on it at all? You know, don't be afraid to take the license plate number and let them know, hey, I'm taking a picture of your plate and I'm sending it to my people. You know, just tell them, hey, being on the safe side. You know, snap a picture of them. You know, you're taking pictures of stuff. Just snap a picture of them. Let them know that you're taking a picture of them. And if they have a problem, maybe you don't get in that cab. But just be alert. Have no senses going off if it doesn't seem right. The best way to travel when you get off a cruise ship is to be with other people. Be with a group. You know, that's where in solo cruises they have solo meetups. Go there if you're like and especially like for well, I shouldn't say this is the sexist part of me coming out. I was about to say, especially for single females, but it doesn't have to be a single female. So I'm not gonna be sexist today, but go with a group. Go to the single meetups, and hey, you guys, what are you guys doing tomorrow? And it really doesn't have to be single meetups, even a Facebook group. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going to go do this. Hey, do you mind if I tag along? No, come on, more the merrier. Well, just do that. You don't have to go by yourself. I do a lot of things by myself, and it's not the safest. I feel safe, but it's not the safest thing. So there's more power in the groups, more safety. See, I'm not going to go feet. See, I'm not being sexist. So I'm going to go people traveling solo. But I was females. That's really what I was thinking about. Let's set. Thank you for stopping in, my friend. Appreciate you being in here. So stay with your group. We talked about it earlier as far as keeping your possessions with you, especially when you get out, your possessions. People, I mean, you're walking out on your phone, they will snatch that phone in some places. I see a lot more of that over like in the Philippines and things like that than I do here or like in the port areas here. But I don't tempt fate. So, unless I'm taking a picture and my phone is being put up, I don't really have my phone out. I'm not sitting over there, even though, you can go live or I'm sorry, not go live, but you can use your phone in a lot of these countries. If I want to use my phone, I get someplace where I'm out the crowd, where people aren't around me. And if people start coming around me, I put my phone up and wait till they clear out. I don't continue doing the same things. Regina Nixon says, at the port, I asked the taxi stand people what the markings on the taxi should be. Right. That's a good suggestion, Regina. And which ones have permits to drop you off at the port? Invaluable info when I was in Aruba. You have to do something like that. Jan is here. Welcome in on the Instagram side. Solo cruising with. Oops, hold on. I got something in the way. Solo cruising with Heather joined on the Instagram side. Thank you for stopping by. That's valuable information, and also other information people don't think about until it's too late. But get the emergency contact numbers for the port that you're at. When you get off the ship, they give you emergency contacts for the ship and for the port area. So whatever port you're at. Journey with the Gingers, thank you for coming in on the Instagram side. Appreciate you being in here. Get the information, get the phone numbers, or get the address of where they're located at, as far as in case of emergency. Phone number. Well, if you have your phone and they snatch your phone, it's not going to do you a lot of good. But make a copy somewhere where you have that, so where the American embassy might be, where the police station might be, the cruise line number in case you're going to run late. to be able to call there. So just take the initiative and protect yourself just in case. This is another one. I mean, people, I don't know how many times I've seen people wear their fancy jewelry on the island. I don't know if they know. I don't know if they understand the poverty that the people that the islands that we're visiting. I don't know if they know that, but those diamond watches, those diamond necklaces and rings and stuff like that, to a lot of these people, that could be a year's salary. I mean, it's tempting. Now, the one good thing that we have going for us is a lot of these countries, their income is from tourism, and the governments don't want anything to happen to us because they don't want to lose their tourism. But again, why would you flash? And when I say flash, I mean you got diamond watches and stuff like that on. Why would you have that around people that make $5 a day and don't expect them to think crazy thoughts? So when I say leave all that stuff at home, leave it at home. CNS Travels, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, Laura from the Auto Adventures, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Journey with the Ginger says, and they're on the Instagram site, so you can't see it. We leave all our real jewelry at home and cruise with faux jewelry only. That's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. None of the good stuff comes with me. And that's just for safety reasons. But even faux jewelry, I wouldn't wear that off the ship because they may not know. Oh, that's not real gold. That's not real, silver. That's not real diamonds. That's not. They steal it and then they find out. So I don't know. I leave temptation out of it. I go onto the to the beaches with the minimum stuff possible. It depends on what port you're going to. Learn the local customs, learn the local laws, learn which ports that you can't wear camouflage gear. Learn. I mean, a lot of people, they always trying to sneak the drugs on a Carnival ship, the marijuana and things like that. Learn what the local rules are, because you get down to some of these places and you would not like to be locked up in a lot of these jails. And a lot of times it's a money grab for the local places where, hey, pay us X amount of dollars and you can go. Have somebody wire you X amount of dollars, we'll let you go. So just learn the local rules. Jaywalking, is it serious down here? I mean, what's going on here? I did that when I went over to China. I had to learn a few things. And my son, hey son, he was younger at the time. It was like, you see a big Buddha statue, son, don't go. Let's not make fun of Buddha. I mean, you just have to go through certain things. Dubai, you can't drink in public. There's only certain places you can drink at. So no, we're not drinking beers walking down the street. So you have to just be aware of the local laws, local customs. Journey with the Gingers, welcome in. Now you're on the YouTube site. Thanks for coming in here. So what else? Yeah, the timing for the ship. And just stay vigilant. I think I got through kind of everything I wanted to get through. So just stay vigilant. Don't let your guard down. Don't, just because you're on vacation, everybody's not on vacation. Crime doesn't take a break. So just stay vigilant. You might leave it in the Carnival safe by mistake, which is a good reason not to bring good jewelry. You can. Hopefully they find it in the safe and they return it. But yes, if you are going to leave something on the ship, I guess the safe would be the safest place to leave it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And again, just because I don't know why doesn't mean that it's wrong. I don't know why you would want to bring. I mean, who am I going to impress? I mean, I had a guy. I was playing blackjack, and he pulled out a knot of money. I mean, it was this thick, and he had the hundreds on top, so whether they were all hundreds, I don't know. It was that thick. Young guy drinking a lot made me get up from the table, and I didn't really want to, but he was somewhat obnoxious, and he would lose, and first thing he would say, "Oh, I got money. That didn't mean, that big bet didn't mean anything to me," and he's just obnoxious. Why are you like that? Why would you want everybody to know how much money you have? And I just don't understand it. So it's not for me. Will G, welcome in, Will G. Appreciate you being in here. Thank you so much. But with that, I think I am getting ready to wrap up this long time. Thank you for those that watched the video. Again, I had a premiere video. Go back. I have a couple of new videos out within the last week, which is kind of unusual for me. Go back and watch the video and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Castaway goes, welcome in. What up, though? Go Lions. And Q, I just saw something. Oh, right there. A friend of mine found out that it was illegal to vape in Mexico. And Mexico had some weird rules at times when they were like no smoking in public. I mean, I'm looking at the rule. I looked it up, and it had no public smoking. Like, I like smoking cigars. So I'm thinking I could just go out there and smoke a cigar. And I'm like, hey, can I even smoke this here? And they were like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, I mean, is it against the law? I actually found like a police officer, and it's like, yeah, go ahead. But learn the rules. I mean, ignorance of the law is not going to be an excuse, especially in these foreign countries. So learn the local norms, local laws. And last thing for safety, when you get off a ship, return to the ship in time. I try to do it. I try to come back to the ship between an hour and 2 before departure time. And I know some of your excursions might take you over that. I don't want to be left behind. So everybody, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show and you enjoyed some of the tips that I had here, I know a lot of you are veteran cruisers, veteran travelers. If you don't mind sharing out the video, I appreciate it. Right now it is 6:59, and we are going to get ready to go visit Scott. Let me see. I'm going to try to drop the link here. Whoops, hold on. I'm on the wrong thing. I'm going to drop the link to Scott. Control. Why it's not popping up on me, I don't know. To go visit Scott over at Match Game. Match Game, just for I think a week or two, they're going to do Match Game like today on Thursdays. Normally it's Thursdays. Well, they're switching this week. So make sure you go over there and do a strong raid. Let them know that you came from the show. I would appreciate it. I'm sure he would appreciate it. And with Match Game, you always have a chance to win something. So, yeah, make sure you. Whoops, I found it. I think. Yes. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna drop the link real quick. But I appreciate you guys coming in here with me for a little bit. This is the link to Scott's Controversial Cruise Match Game, new night for the week or so. Also, I'm going on a cruise. Monday, I go out on a cruise. Sunday, I fly out to California. I'm going to Long Beach, getting on the cruise ship that TJ just got off of, and hopefully he didn't destroy it. So be watching out Monday. I'm going to go live from the sail away, and I'm going live on TikTok, and I'm also going live on YouTube. So just be prepared. I got a 4-day cruise. I'm going to hit Catalina Island and Ensenada. So I plan to go live. As long as my service works there, I plan on going live then. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it always. As always, Cruz Bolero, Castawaygos, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it so much. And until next time, which will probably be Monday about, well, if we leave at 4 o'clock, it might be about 7 o'clock. So it might be a later show for me than normal. Maybe about 7 o'clock. Keisha, thank you so much. That's the link for Controversial Cruising Match Game. Thank you for being here. And as always, ending the show, we're always going to say, make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. And to all my strong crew, I appreciate you coming in and supporting the channel as always. So thank you so much. And with that, I am out of here. Got to watch Monday. It's Thursday Night Football. Sunday, I'm going to be on an airplane watching. But go Lions. They play Buffalo Sunday at 4:30 approximately Eastern time. Go Lions. And until next time, peace out. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom.